Nigeria's presidency has said that there is no leadership vacuum in the country, even with President Bola Tinubu and Vice President Kashim Shettima already overseas. Onanuga, special advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, who issued the clarification on Wednesday, said both leaders are fully engaged with the national affairs, despite being outside the country. Onanuga's statement reads, following inquiries by journalists as to who is in charge of our country as the President and Vice President are out of the country, we want to clarify. It is important to note that the President and Vice President are fully engaged with the nation's affairs, even while they are away. There is no leadership vacuum in the country. President Tinubu left the country on the 3rd of October and is on a 2-week working vacation. During this time, he has been answering phone calls and issuing directives on matters of state. He will soon return to the country before the vacation officially expires. The Vice President also departed the country on Wednesday for Sweden on an official visit, working for Nigeria. All state organs are functioning as usual. The Senate President, the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, ministries and service chiefs are all in their respective positions, ensuring the smooth operation of the country. Onanuga recalled that we had a similar situation in 2022 when former President Buhari and former Vice President Osinbajo were found to be simultaneously out of the country. President Buhari attended UNGA 77, while Osinbajo participated in the burial of the Queen Elizabeth II. According to the presidential spokesman, the Constitution, a testament to our adaptability in the virtual age, does not explicitly require the physical presence of either the President or the Vice President in the country at all times to fulfill their duties. Onanuga is not wrong in citing the Constitution. Is it a good thing that both leaders is now like a tradition that when people are elected into office, some months or a year after they leave, both persons leave, the President and the Vice President? What do you think about this, Ambassador Ikie?
Well, they have stated the reasons why they travel, and they've also said it's for the interest of Nigeria. I also want to agree that the world is not a global village. The President can communicate issues, responsibilities, directives, wherever he is. And more so, when we talk about the President, we should be talking about the Presidency. The Presidency is very, very big. We have different agencies under the presidencies that are running the government. So I do not think, for instance, the President resides in Abuja. Location does not determine the efficiency of a leader. The President has, I don't think if he has visited Rivers State up to 2 times since he became President of Nigeria, or 3 times. But Rivers State is moving on. So he being abroad, I don't think if the right informations are given to him and the right manpowers on ground, I don't think it has any effect. But my only prayers is that as the President and the Vice President have traveled, we wish them good health. We also wish them, the wisdom to attract better opportunities for Nigerians, so that the resources put in place for their travel is going to also profit Nigerians. So that when they return back, we said, as I traveled for 2 weeks, I was able to attract this and that and that. The Vice President will also reiterate his own. At that point, we even want them to travel for 1 month. The only people that will miss them most are their wives and children who needs to see their parents every day. But for those of us who they are very far from us all the time, we will not really miss them, even if they travel for 1 month or 2 months. In as much as when they come back, they will tell Nigerians what they have brought, and then we see the result of their travels. Traveling is not a bad thing. They also need to travel to expose themselves more and what is happening. After all, it's not a crime if the President also travels, because the more they travel, the more money they will also make, because there is also traveling allowances too. So I think the year is also ending. The budget that is meant for the Presidency also needs to be exhausted. And part of the way to exhaust it is to go about official activities that will ensure that Nigerians move forward. So I don't think my president traveling is not a bad thing. But when you come back, remember that Ambassador K is waiting for you.
Mufasa, what do you think about this? Are they going to get food for us?
Ambassador, you cracked me up there. Well, you know, you want to make references. You know, the special advisor on strategy. She does his office, information and strategy.
Onanuga.
At times when he speaks, I just wonder if they think Nigerians are completely ignorant people. You are making references to former President Muhammadu Buhari and former Vice President Yemi Osibanjo. I was thinking you would have cited presidents of other countries that are doing well. You know, let us cite examples that will put us in a proper landscape. There's nothing wrong, like what Ambassador Kie, right? If you want to travel, travel. But you know, we are in a I don't know the best word to describe the current situation that we are in this country. That the president and the vice president will be out of the country at the same time. It really beats my imagination, because it's not as if all is well. That will not say, okay, all is well, you can go on vacation, you know, in Europe and begin to drive around and enjoy yourself. You know, how many times as the president of the United States of America left America and on vacation in another part of the country? It's even a security threat, because you shouldn't feel more safer in any other places other than your own country.
By fact, yes.
You know, there's not a place in the world that you should feel more safe as a president than your country. You know, but in our own case, it's a complete far cry, because for them, Nigeria is not up to the standard where they need to stay. And so for me, yeah, they've come to explain. It's expected that they always come to explain, but it doesn't sit well. It doesn't sit well for me, because it's not as if all is well. So they should do more, you know, more explanation. They should do more explanation. That's what I have to say, but it doesn't sit well for me.
Well, we do hope